Jonas Vingegaard absolutely smokes Tadej Pogacar in this TT, having us reading the results like Remy Cavagna. As a reminder, 10 seconds separated Vingegaard and Pogacar before this 22-kilometre time trial from Passé to Combloux. Very difficult TT. Over 600 metres elevation gain, more elevation gain per kilometre than the Planche de Belfi hilly time trial, that the famous one where Pogacar smoked Roglic back in 2020, but without the extended steep climb. We had an opening climb, then an intermediate check, then the last 6Ks were all uphill, with 3Ks of those being quite steep. But at the start, there were issues initially with 3 of the first 5 riders crashing in the first corner, and that was because of this paint. They all seemed to, when they were braking or whatever, they hit that paint and slid out. So they eventually moved the barriers in. I'll show you on Pogacar's angle later. Another moment, which ended well, Lafay crashed, I don't know how, and then revved the crowd up at the finish, the stage winner of stage 3. But this TT had some descending and technical bits. Not overly technical with city corners, but you needed to be comfortable going 80 kph through a bend and holding that up in your TT bike. And some guys change bikes. Stefan Kung, you see here, before the last 6Ks, changed his bike, but he confuses his mechanics. See, his hip angle is acting like he wants to take the bike on his right-hand side and swing his right leg over. Then he switches, actually, psych, I want to go and mount it from the left side. So I don't know what side the Europeans mount their bicycle. And he wanted the road bike for the climb. Ciccone, he was just going for the KOM points. There was a Cat 2 KOM at the top of the Côte de Demansy, and so he did the fastest of that, taking maximum points. So he'll be very happy with that. He actually looked resplendent in that polka dot kit, and job done for him in Trek today. But Wout van Aert, probably the third favourite for the stage, but realistically never beating Pogacar and Vingegaard on such a hilly course, was 20 seconds down, you can see here, on Kung and Cavagna before the final 5.5k climb. So on the flat bit, they were going quicker than him, including the first climb, but then he went, well, not much quicker, but a fair bit quicker than those guys on the climb. Cavagna held it together pretty well, and Van Aert beat him by 15 seconds at the line to go into the hot seat. But Bilbao's a man I really want to highlight. Brilliant technical TT of Bahrain, don't have the best setup. He was beautiful through the corners, always in the extensions where other guys were getting on the outer levers. Just an unbelievable TT from Bilbao, who had to go slow on the flatter section, but then did a brilliant climb. He came 4th on the stage behind Van Aert and the 2 big guns. Super happy for him and a great result. But speaking of those big guns, it was time. Yates and Pogacar warming up, looking more relaxed than Vingegaard. And Yates, he's good on this sort of parkour, at least I thought so. And Gadu did a good time. I'll just speed run through the top 10. Yates too, not far behind Van Aert. Yates didn't change bike though. That's what's curious. He didn't change to the road bike, and we'll see what Pog does later, whilst Hindley, he's suffering from the unlucky crash he had in brake formation the other day. But now time for stage favourite Tadej Pogacar. Could he take time on Vingegaard? Could he take enough time to go into the yellow jersey? And you can see here how they've moved in the barriers so the guys can't actually ride over that thick painted white line. And Jonas setting off 3 minutes behind him. Could he limit his losses? Could he stay in the Maillot? And could he win Jumbo-Visma's first stage of the Tour? They've been threadbare now in week 3 without a stage win. On to the first climb. Pogacar 22 seconds ahead of Van Aert. Up to that point, about 3.5Ks in on the climb. Makes sense. Jonas Vingegaard, though, we quickly see his times as he gets to the flat or the descent section at T1, and he's absolutely motoring down this descent, taking great lines, and it says he's 18 seconds, 19 seconds ahead of Tadej Pogacar, but when I first saw this, I didn't believe it. I thought it was Tissot tricking me. I thought, oh, it's 19 to Van Aert, he's on the same pace as Pogacar, but it said to Pogacar, and Tissot would prove correct, because at the proper T1, he was 16 seconds ahead of Pogacar, kept flying down the descent, taking risks like he did in the Stage 20 TT last year. But on the flat, here I thought, okay, Pogacar's going to take back some time. He's got more absolute power than Vingegaard, and he's going to level it up to 0-0 before they hit the climb, and then we'll see what happens. But Vingegaard extended the gap before the climb, 31 seconds before they've even gone uphill. And now I was thinking, he's gone out too quickly. This climb, 2.5Ks, 9.5%. Poggy's going to smash it. He's going to change bike, 5.5Ks to go, about where Stefan Kung did. Pretty good bike change. Not the quickest, but pretty good. Not fraught with panic. Poggy's he was relaxed in the Planche de Belfi bike change. So that should net out with the weight saving from the road bike compared to the TT bike, but it all kept going in the wrong direction for Tadej Pogacar, because Jumbo-Visma, you see here, the motorbike is thinking they might change the road bike for the TT bike, but the car moves up, but Jumbo-Visma don't change. I'd say most of the GC contenders, almost all of them, didn't change actually to their road bike. And it's one-way traffic on this climb, with Pogacar looking and doing a really, really good performance, taking a lot of time on Van Aert, but now it's up to 50 seconds. That's with the bike change, but there's time enough for the saving to be kicking in for Pogacar now. If Vingegaard's going to blow up at some point, it better be soon, otherwise his GC lead's going to go to over a minute, and they end the actual climb with the T3s, and that gap just keeps ballooning and ballooning to Jonas Vingegaard now, over a minute to Tadej Pogacar up to that point, and there's no way he could blow up that badly in the last 9 minutes to lose this stage. But what could the GC lead be? And the answer to that was well over a minute. One of the craziest performances I've ever seen, not just in a TT, but in road cycling. Vingegaard just smokes Tadej Pogacar in this TT. He took more time per kilometre than Pogacar did on Roglic in the Planche de Belfi TT in 2020. And Pogacar's catching his 3-minute man. You can see Rodriguez there. He's not exactly going slow. He still comes second on the stage and puts a lot of time into Van Aert. 73 seconds, in fact. But Vingegaard, way too good. Has he put the Tour de France to bed? We've still got 3.5 stages left, but takes maybe the biggest stage win of his career. 1:38 ahead of Tadej Pogacar. Ever the Sportsman comes over to congratulate Vingegaard and says well done on the stage. But what will he do tomorrow? I'm sure him and UAE will come out fighting on the Col de la Loze stage. But here's the stage results. Vingegaard wins ahead of Tadej Pogacar, Van Aert third, then Bilbao, Yates, Cavagna at small gaps, as well as the other Yates, Schelmoser, Pedersen. Gaudu did a good TT, as I said. Here is what Vingegaard had to say after the stage.
Yeah, I mean, I was feeling great today. I think it's the best time trial I've ever done. I'm really proud of what I did today, and I'm really happy about the victory.
Secretly, did you know that you had the upper hand, and on this time trial you would be the better man?
To be honest, no. I think today I even surprised myself with the time trial I did. I didn't expect to do so well in the time trial today, to be honest.
More than 1:30 over Tadej. I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but is the Tour de France over?
No, there's still a lot of hard stages to come. So we have to keep fighting the next days, and we're looking forward to it.
But now the GC looks a lot different to the rest day. 1:48 the gap between Vingegaard and Pogacar. Third is a mile back